Welcome back to MKE Gadgets. Today we're going to do some fabrication, which requires some welding and some grinding, a little bit of bending. So we're going to take an old dull Sawzall blade, piece of expanded metal, a hose clamp with a thumb key on the end. And I got this at my Ultra Mega Big Box store. And this is in the area where they have dryer vent parts. Nice thing about this is we won't need any kind of tools to loosen or tighten this. So the first thing we have to do is take our Sawzall blade and put it into the Sawzall and find out where the stroke is. So now we can see the length of our stroke, and we're not going to want to weld the expanded metal in front of that. Next, we'll cut the expanded metal into appropriate size. And the reason I'm using this is because this is what I have left over from a previous job. It's also going to really tie in well with our clamp later on. Here's my air grinder with a diamond blade to cut the expanded metal. It's 5.5 by 5 inches. I got to do a little deburring. I got to cut off these end pieces. That's kind of sharp. So I'll cut these two end pieces off, and I'll deburr all these edges so it's not too sharp on you. So if I place that on here, I can kind of see the limit of the stroke. And I'll cut off the Sawzall blade here, round it off so it's not pointy. I'll remove all the teeth, and I'll put a couple recesses so the expanded metal will sit in there. And then we'll TIG weld that. So I'll see you in the welding booth. I switched to my angle grinder with the diamond blade. I gotta trim the edge of the blade off here. Cut off these two ends. Then we'll change over to an angle die grinder with a very aggressive grit on there, 60 grit. Deburr everything and get it ready for welding. First, we cut and grind. With everything deburred, I took it over to a vise and a rubber mallet, and I bent it to fit the can. On a Sawzall blade, I removed all the teeth and I put a couple notches in there. So when I TIG weld it, it's going to sit right in those notches. Next, we got to TIG weld this. So I TIGged it on the inside here and some nice tacks on both sides. After I was all done welding, I realized I should grind a little slot in here so when I install the clamp, will pass underneath there. So now I just got to install a clamp. The hose clamp is threaded in between the slots on the expanded metal, underneath the slot in the blade, and back around. And I was saying earlier, the reason I chose this hose clamp because you don't need any tools to take your can out. The hose clamp doesn't fall off, so you have one piece here. Slide your can in there. A couple of quick turns. Place it in the Sawzall. This is a good beginning welding project because all you got to do is put 9 tacks on here. They don't have to be pretty, they just got to hold it. I use the expanded metal because that's what I had, and I thought it really works good because I was going to cut slots in there. I recommend getting this kind of hose clamp because you don't need any tools. All I got to do now is paint this, and the nice thing about that is I won't have to shake the can anymore. This is MKE Gadgets. I hope you found today's video interesting. Put down in the comments if you build one. Please share this with your friends and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Place it in your Sawzall.